Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with me, your host. My name is Chad Medved. Appreciate yinz being here as usual. If you are listening right now, you could find this episode on YouTube for the full video episode, and I strongly urge you to check this one out on YouTube. It is well worth it. But before we get to the iconic guests that we have this week, I have some business to attend to. If you've been listening to the podcast, you probably know I have an event coming up September 21st, and it is going to be a haunted, spooky Berg bus shuttle to 100 Acres Manor, which is a fantastic haunted house in the South Hills. September 21st, we are going to meet at Permanis at the waterfront. The Berg bus will pick up everyone at 7:30 at Permanis at the waterfront, 7:30 sharp. We're going to hop on the bus for a little adventure, a little trip, a little shuttle service to 100 Acres Manor, and I got some entertainment planned along the way. I got some trivia, I got some fun stuff to talk about, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good place to mingle with like-minded people who want to kick off the Halloween season. And what better way to kick off the Halloween season than patronizing your local haunts? 100 Acres Manor, an award-winning haunted house, fantastic place. I go every year. And I want to, what would make it better than going every year? Let's get together. Let's do it. Let's build community. Let's all go together and have a great time. I talked to Spencer, who is the man behind the special effects at 100 Acres Manor. I interviewed him about 5 years ago. There will be an interview with him coming up in the next couple weeks, but he helps run 100 Acres Manor. And I hit him up and I was like, I want to bring the Berg bus there filled with people. Can we make this happen? He said, absolutely. So that's what we're doing. Tickets are on sale now. If you would like to come with us Saturday, September 21st, this Saturday, only a couple days away, you could go to the Berg Bus website and you could buy yourself some tickets. You could take the ride on the Berg Bus for its very first haunted house spooky shuttle hosted by yours truly. I am very, very much looking forward to it. I hope to see yinz there. And if you can't make it to Saturday, we are going to have another opportunity for you to support a local haunt. We are going to Castle Blood in Monessen on October 11th for another spooky haunted Berg bus shuttle. Tickets will be on sale Friday. It is going to be a hell of a time. Like I said, I enjoy going to all the local haunted houses each and every year, and I want more people to go and enjoy them as much as I do. Castle Blood is a little bit further out than 100 Acres in South Hills, but Castle Blood in Monessen, I figure some people might not know of Castle Blood yet. It's such a fantastic place, and I often don't hear it in the conversation with all these fantastic haunted houses, and I feel like it's just because people might not know of it yet. And it is my favorite in the city because it offers something a little bit different. You have an opportunity to participate in the haunted house experience. I won't give too much away, but there's some riddles in there. You got some tokens you got to find along the way, and it's just going to be a great time. Tickets for that will be on sale Friday. That is going to be October 11th, which will be a Friday night. So we're going to have some time. We're going to have a good time. We got two opportunities for all of us to come together and have a good time. And that one is September 21st, this Saturday, and the next one is Friday, October 11th. And I hope to see yinz there. I truly, truly hope to see yinz there. It is going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. And again, you can get your tickets on bergbus.com and right on the calendar, click on the date and grab them there. And I would advise you to get them while you can. I think we only got 10 tickets left for Saturday night. So, grab them while you can. And now, the reason that everyone is here this week, I know I had to push the events that I'm scheduled, but we have a great episode this week. I am honored to sit down with my guest this week. Often in Pittsburgh, you think of some iconic names in the Pittsburgh fabric, in the Pittsburgh cultural fabric. You think of the names, you think of the Sally Wiggins, you think of the Rick Sebacks, you think of the Edgar Snyders, but there's often a name that people know that they might not know that much about. And Rachel Ann Bovier, also known as Pittsburgh's Poetess, is a well-known figure in the city of Pittsburgh that graced me with her presence this week in I'll Call You Right Back Studios. It couldn't have been better. I couldn't have had a more wonderful conversation with Rachel, and I could not be more thankful to call her my friend now. I had the opportunity to meet her at Bottle Rocket Social Club for an event that we did last month, which was a script reading of the film The Room with Greg Sestero, and Rachel was on the panel. I was on the panel with some other Pittsburgh people, and I got to talking to her in the green room, and I had to shoot my shot. I said, hey, I got a podcast. I talked to some legends. You're a legend. I would love to have you in and hear more about your story. And we made it happen. I got Rachel in here. We made it happen. And I had a great time talking to her and learning more about her story and how Rachel Ann Bovier came to be. As many people might know, before the persona of Rachel Ann Bovier, Rachel went by the name of Billie Nardozzi, and we talk all about the transition through periods of her life, from a young age as a kid to being first introduced into music, to first being curious of a different way of life, to the moment she knew that she wanted to live a certain way, to how the name Rachel Ann Bovier came to be. And obviously we talk about all the billboards and all the stories behind her marketing, her poems, and it was just a fabulous conversation, and I can't wait for you to hear it. So if you're listening audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I would love for you to hop over to YouTube and check the video episode out of this, because it is well worth it. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, please take a second to like and subscribe the video, and share it with a friend who might want to listen. So without further ado, episode 289 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with the fabulous Rachel Ann Bovier.
I gotta use the telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back.
Check
that
1,
good?
2. Check.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Too loud? Volume good?
No, good.
Perfect. I appreciate you coming over and talking to me today. I was very much looking forward to it. You have been someone that has been on my get list for quite some time. And I really, I see you have an Instagram. I see you don't use it often, but I just really wanted to meet you in the wild in an organic sort of way, and kind of, shoot my shot to have you on and invite you into this studio. And I'm so happy that you're here today.
I thank you. I appreciate it.
Now,
to be here.
Are you born in Pittsburgh?
Yes, born and raised, Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Can I ask you to just come up a little bit on this microphone, just a little bit?
Sure.
That's perfect.
Yes.
You could hear it. It just comes through a little bit clearer. What part did you grow up?
I was raised in the projects in McKees Rocks.
McKees Rocks. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I mean, how long were you in McKees Rocks?
The McKees Rocks from 1959 till 1966. Then we moved to West Park.
West Park. Where's that?
That's sort of on down the hill from the projects. I can't explain.
Still in that area,
It's on
though?
Broadway, West Park. Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's about 5 miles from there.
Okay.
But it was a lot nicer there. West Park, then 67, then we moved to Dormont, then got married, then I moved to Green Tree.
All over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Now,
And
go ahead.
I'm thinking about moving to another state.
Another state?
Well, actually, I put on my internet a while back, I wanted to think about moving to London.
London?
England. I don't know why I thought maybe I had to have more, what's the word?
Adventure?
Yeah,
That would probably be.
yeah, maybe. Maybe a better chance at advancing my my writings.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a thought.
Have you ever been out of the States? Have you traveled much?
Yes, I was in Georgia, Tennessee, California.
What takes you
this is-
through all over the United States?
That was when I was married. We were on vacation, and we decided to see Graceland.
Oh, wow.
In Tennessee, and then we went all around Louisiana, and then California. My ex's sister lives there,
Okay.
San Francisco. So that was that, and
No. No, that's all right. So I mean, like, I wanted to rewind a little bit back about, starting McKees Rocks. I mean, like, so you were born in McKees Rocks. I mean, like, what were you into growing up?
not much. I was pretty much. Let me say this: I wasn't into sports.
Not into sports.
I was terrible.
Did you play sports, though?
I did, because my mom, I always tell this story. She said, try out for baseball. Gosh, for Little League, you'll feel better. And so I did. I said, Ma, well, after I tried out, I always got picked. I was terrible. But I got picked. Why I got picked? I throw lefty.
Ah.
And for some reason, they thought, this kid's good. Oh, they got surprised. Couldn't throw, struck out every time. I was terrible. I said, Ma, they laugh at me. I stink. But they picked me because I'm a lefty.
Yeah, you threw it up a little bit.
But I fooled them, and they made me pitch and everything back then.
What do you like? This is real young? 10, 12?
Oh, yeah,
14?
10 till about 16.
Okay. Oh, so you played for a while, though.
Yeah, 10. I went to Pony League.
Wow.
And again,
Were you a musician back then?
I was starting up, yes.
When did that come
I had
into your life?
My band started, my first guitar lesson was 12 years old.
12 years old. And how do you get into playing guitar? Like, what made you want to pick up a guitar?
I got it for Christmas.
Okay.
My mom bought it for me for Christmas, and I just started playing. I lost interest for a couple years, and I naturally went back to it. I took lessons, but that didn't last long because I could not read notes. And the teacher used to get mad and said, "You're not doing your lesson." I said, I don't understand those notes. I can't read them. And I also took piano lessons, and that lasted a week. Really, I'll never forget this lady. She was about 70 years old. She got so mad because I could not catch on to those notes. And in a day, I forget it.
Done with it.
After that, to make a long story short, I think it was my calling. I used to perform for relatives and stuff on the guitar. And to make a long story short, I just kept with it and had rock bands, had my bands, played a lot of places.
Yeah.
The Arts Festival. I played on the radio, KDKA. And that was good. It was fun while it lasted. And then, by accident, I wrote a poem about the Beatles. And that's my favorite group of all time.
That was your first poem, right?
My very first poem, November 22nd, 1982.
And
No, 1977.
How old were you when you wrote this poem?
18 or 19.
And before this, you weren't a writer or anything?
Never did it. Never attempted.
What makes you want to start?
I don't know. I love the Beatles so much, I just did it.
I like that.
So here's the story behind it. It was when the Pittsburgh Press was on strike.
Was that before the Post-Gazette?
No, yes.
Okay.
Before they named the Post-Gazette.
But that was essentially the same thing?
Yeah, they were called the Pittsburgh Press.
Okay.
And they were on strike. And I forget, there was I've always told the story. There was a newspaper in Homestead that was distributing papers, instead of the Pittsburgh Press. And I sent that poem to them. I said, on a whim. I said, I'm going to send this poem to him. I don't know where I got the address. So long ago. And I did so, and they wrote back to me and said, we like your poem. Would you please send us a photo of yourself? And I sent my senior picture. And I still have a copy of it. I laminated it.
Of the listing of your poem and your photo?
Yeah, the whole thing. I should have brought it. Where is it at? I have it in my collection.
That's awesome.
Anyway, the part about it, I was mad. I got it back, and they messed up all the words. And they mixed. I went, oh. But anyway, I was published.
That's awesome, though.
I was published.
Your fired project.
Yes, and I laminate. The paper, it's all yellowed.
Yeah.
But I laminated.
Now, let me ask you this, because obviously now, 2024, there's not even really physical papers that people read anymore.
No.
But back then, I mean, that was people's way of life. That's where you got everything, right?
Yes.
I mean, now the paper was like something that you always had in your house. I assume that's the way it was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now younger people, they can't conceptualize that.
No way. It's foreign to them.
It is. It's foreign.
The old people still like a cup of coffee, reading the paper.
Yeah.
It's so much different than reading it off the internet.
Yeah. Were you always someone that read the paper and kept up with it?
No. Nope.
Huh.
Nope.
Wow.
No, I was not.
So you wrote your poem and you just submitted it on a whim.
Yep.
They published it.
That was it.
Was there other people that were submitting their own work into the paper?
Not poetry.
Yeah.
In fact, it was like, I said, I wonder what they're going to think, because there was no such thing as a poem in a paper.
Yeah.
So I may have been the originator.
The originator of it all. Now, so through high school, I mean, you were talking about playing, sports a little bit, but besides for sports, you said you weren't a writer or anything, but you played music. What else were you into? Just the regular things? Like, what were you thinking that your career was going to be coming out of high school?
I didn't really think much. I just went along.
Went along with it. Serving time.
With the band.
Yeah. Now, how old was you when you had your first band?
Our first gig, oh God. I was 14.
14 years old.
I was 14. It was called In the Beginning, and we were booked on Potomac Avenue. It was the Black Presbyterian Church.
Where's that at on Potomac?
Across from Camp Edie's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
We got paid $10 each.
How many people were in your band?
5.
5? A 5-piece band at 14 years old?
5-piece band, and we did Everly Brothers, Beatles, Bee Gees. And I think some priest, the reverend of that church, booked us there. And this is so funny. I'll never forget it. He says, before we got paid, he told us we were getting paid. He says, so no, guys, what do you think? What should we do with the money? Do you know what I said? I said, let's buy hoagies.
That's the perfect.
Real Camp Edie's. Everybody went, what?
Don't invest it back into it. Let's go get a hoagie.
That's what I said.
Well,
let's buy hoagies.
That's good. I mean, that's understandable. You got to eat, right? Now, I mean, as you progress through with the band, and you start to get through your older teens, what's life like? Like, how serious is the band? Are you guys playing a lot, or is it just here and there?
Off and on.
Yeah. What about your solo? Your solo work. So you're playing pretty actively.
After that?
Yeah.
Oh, years after that.
Yeah. Oh, years after that.
Years after the bands. I mean, I've been through a lot of bands, a lot of drummers.
Yeah. Guitar, playing guitar?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, I went solo doing my songs, and it started my poems. I started adding my poetry into that gradually, and everything else now. My poetry and my songs, my trivia, my impersonations.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I was excited to see you on the show at Bottle Rocket, because how great is that place?
I love that. Is the greatest place I've ever been in my life and ever will be. I'm not putting you on. I love it.
I know, it's so
you
fun.
know, the crowd. I have one word that describes. Somebody would. Well, what do you think about the fan base, the crowd at the Bottle Rocket, and how you perform? In a word, they're like, whatever.
You never know what you're going to get there.
That is the word. It's great. You can't go wrong.
I know. It's really a fun time.
I love the audience.
For people that are listening, me and Rachel got to read a script reading of The Room with Greg Sestero. This was a couple weeks ago, but there was a bunch of different Pittsburgh people. Sean Collier, Amanda Varela, Pittsburgh Personified. A lot of great people on there. But you and I got to meet in the green room, and I was so excited because, like, the only other time that I saw you in person was at Riley's Poorhouse, but you were talking to someone and I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, you should have.
I know, but I get intimidated, whenever
Why?
Because I mean, you're a Pittsburgh, you have to call it as it is. You're a Pittsburgh icon. You really are.
You flatter me. Thank you. That's so nice. I would never say yes, I am. I don't like vanity.
Yeah.
And on that note, people do approach me and say, "Are you the Pittsburgh Poetess? Aren't you the local celebrity?" I'd never, ever say yes. I say this. I said, that's what they call me.
Yeah.
I would never be so bold. But thank you. You flatter me. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I'm like, what?
Well, I mean,
I'm just doing what I love.
I think that that's the best part about it, and I think that exudes from you is like you just kind of spreads positivity. I mean,
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. I mean, I see your billboards, and I see the. I mean, that's originally how I started to learn about you. Obviously, is the billboards around.
Okay.
I mean, when did that come into play?
That's another story. I was in Green Tree. I lived like 2 blocks from this Lamar who put those billboards up on Trumbull Drive.
Yeah.
And I would pass by it so many times, and I said, I'm going to stop in there and ask if they do poems on billboards. Another whim. So I said, I'm doing it. I got the guts. I walked in. I said, excuse me, I want to know if those billboards that you have would... I write poetry. Do you do poems on those? She went, let me get the manager. That was the look, like, what? A poem? But he came out, to make a long story short, he said, and I understood, we're not going to be able to fit a poem on there, because mine are 4/8-12, usually 12 lines.
Yeah.
At the most, sometimes 8. I said, well, how about a one-liner? Which I do.
Yeah.
How about a one-liner? He goes, yeah, that'll work. We'll put your name, what you do, your phone number, and the one-liner. I said, that's how it started.
Perfect.
Another whim.
When was this? I can't even remember the first time I seen him.
Oh, darn.
Because I mean,
Terrible.
now correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever the billboards originally started coming up, they were under your other moniker,
Yes,
Billy, right?
Billie Nardozzi.
Now, how long were you doing that before Rachel came in?
That was probably 2012. I'm not very sure of these dates.
Yeah,
around then.
Around then, though, that's a good
2013.
So
yeah,
around a good bit of time, though.
it was Billie Nardozzi.
Yeah.
And then you're bringing up a lot of memories now. And then what started that, I said, I had the photo up with the hair and the makeup and all.
Yeah.
I said, Billie Nardozzi ain't fitting that anymore. We need a new name. Seriously. So I got the name, Rachel Ann Bovier. I got the name Rachel. I'll never forget it. There was the soap opera Another World. An actress was Rachel Corey. Oh, was she pretty? She's a black-haired beauty. I said, I love her. Her name fits her so good. I love that name. I always loved the name Rachel.
Yeah.
I always loved the name. That was Rachel. Ann's my mom's middle name.
Okay.
I needed a middle name. Bovier Jacqueline Kennedy.
Ah.
That's where I got her maiden. I think it's her maiden name, Bovier, but she has a U, and I took the U out. Because it's Bovier.
Okay.
And that's how that was born.
Yeah.
Rachel Ann Bovier, and that's when I started putting that name up there.
Now, what was like your mindset as far as, making that change, going from, a name that people knew you by for many, many years?
Mm-hmm. It was kind of frightening, but it was something that I not wanted to do. I needed to do.
Yeah.
I'm no half package person.
Yeah.
I'm whole package or nothing. Whole thing or nothing.
Yeah.
And that was it. I said, I got to do it. I'll take a chance. And after that, I put that Rachel Ann Bovier in my poems, in the paper. I put it everywhere. I said, I got to get this name out there.
Yeah.
Get it out there. And now, at this point, I think it's...
Do you think more people know you by Rachel Ann Bovier?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I would think so too, right?
Absolutely.
Now, can I ask you another question? Can I ask you? So, I mean, at one point, when did the hair and the makeup and the earrings and the more feminine style come into play?
Mm-hmm. I was halfway into that when I changed my name to Rachel.
Yeah.
And as I just mentioned before, got to go full force.
Yeah.
On everything. I said, got to enhance the image, makeup, the lipstick, the hair, the clothes, everything. I went full force. And you know what I did? So I would not wear my men's clothes anymore. I threw them out.
Yeah.
I really did. No pun intended. I went into the closet.
Yeah.
And I got all my men's clothes. I threw them out.
Full commitment.
Full commitment. That's me. That's
the only
how
way
I
to
am.
do it.
And I got all women's clothes till end today.
And this was like, so this is about 10 years now? 10, 12 years around?
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah, pretty solid.
Now, when does the mindset of did you always feel like that even when you were a young age?
No, but I was terrible in sports. I wasn't good at a lot of things boys did.
Yeah.
I was too young to think. But later on in years, it slowly made its way to my mind.
Yeah.
That this is what I am. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta tell you this. The beginning of it, the moment I said, this is me. This is me. When I was still married, my ex-wife, wife and kids, went out to dinner. I didn't go. I don't know why. I usually just stayed home and wrote. Call it selfish. I'd rather stay home and write. They went out. I went down in a game room where I had my stereo and all that. And I went, it just came to me. I put on my wife's red negligee. Oh, was it beautiful? I loved it. Red silk. I put that sucker on.
Felt right.
Put stockings, lipstick, and I put the Bee Gees on. And I'm prancing around the room and all that. And I started crying because I knew that is who I am.
Yeah.
That was it. It was the turning, it was the final, I don't know, should I use Star Trek? Final frontier, may I say.
That's a good reference.
Okay, now here's the funny part. Oh, shit. Are they back? My wife is going to catch me in her negligee. She had no idea.
Yeah.
But I was slowly changing a couple times. She'd see some things. What are you doing? I said, oh, nothing. But there was no way out of this
situation that you were in.
this room.
Yeah.
The only way out was the door that led to the cellar. So she's walking. I said, oh shit, she's coming down the fucking stairs. I'm busted.
Is that what, was that her?
Yes. She opens the door. She goes, but what is that my negligee? What are you doing? Is that eyeliner and lips? What is going on with you? My name was Billy. What is going on with you? What is wrong with you? I said, it's what's right with me.
Yeah.
And suffice it to say, unfortunately, it started our
process into
separating.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wasn't mad. That was me.
Yeah.
You know.
And before that, I mean, it was that moment. Like that
was the turning point.
That was the turning point.
That was it. When I put that, I think, did it have to happen? I guess it did. You know, in my subconscious, did I need to do that to prove to myself, this is who I am and who I'm going to be forever?
Yeah.
As I tell you now, yeah.
Like completely just leave yourself, be open and vulnerable to let everything in and feel it all completely.
And I'll never go back.
I love it.
Ever. Not on your life.
I feel that like the majority of the people that probably see you on your billboards and things like that probably often wonder the same type of story. Like, what is the origin story of Rachel Ann Bovier? And I feel that it's important, you know, for you to talk about these things because you're such an iconic person in the city and you're known by so many people in the city. And I don't know if you Google yourself or you look yourself up or anything, but a lot of people know you. A lot of people like you. A lot of people share your work and just, you know, love the positivity that you spread. So I think that, you know, hearing your story is going to be a great thing for a lot of people. I mean, you started these billboards and the thing that's interesting about them is that you said you have these one-liners. My words are my treat. And that's no trick. You know, I believe me, I do my research. Now, you have these one-liners, and then you put your phone number on there. Like, where's the thought of putting your phone number on there?
Tell you this. A lot of people say, are you nuts? Putting your phone number? I believe in life, which you don't do, you may regret. And I don't want to go through life saying, should have done it, should have done it, should have done it. I did it. And I'll tell you what, most of the calls are so nice.
Yeah.
Very few call with a smart ass remark or the phone number. What do you charge? What are your services?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Jackasses.
But yes.
Now, from the beginning, you had your number up there from the first billboard?
Yes. Yeah, the very first one was, and I collected all those, when I get those billboards, they give me an 8x10 sheet of it, and I've got them all.
How many? Do you know offhand?
Yes. Now about 39.
39 billboards.
Yes.
39 different ones.
Yes.
That is unreal.
About 30, 38, 30, yes.
And do you do all these designs yourself?
No.
No, absolutely not. You come up with the words and you leave it to the professionals.
They do the rest. Yeah, Lamar, thank you. They're wonderful.
Oh, it's Lamar who does the design for you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I've sent them the photo.
Yeah, you send them like all the materials, but they put it together.
The words, they do all the coloring. And yeah.
Wow. Now, where's the, you know, how do you pick, you know, what are the billboards that you usually have? Like, where are they at?
Oh, my main spot is the Bigelow Blvd.
Now, what made you pick that place in the beginning?
I did not. That guy that I first talked to, he picked that.
Ah.
It's a 5 intersection.
Yeah.
He picked the greatest spot in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I said, sure. I was naive. I didn't know. I said, yeah. That sounds good to me. And consequently, it was the best spot That's my spot. Other ones I've gone to the one in West End.
I've seen that one recently. Or that's the most recent one I've seen.
I like the ones where there's a street light.
Gives people a second to stop and look.
Thank you. Maybe write the number down.
Yeah.
They said, do you want digital? I went, no.
Yeah.
Too quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gone.
I know. You're driving down 79 and you see it for 1 second. You can't see what's on there even.
I said, no, thank you.
Now, whenever you did these billboards and you put your number up there, like you said, the majority of your phone calls were great. Did you start getting calls right from the beginning?
Oh, from the beginning, a lot, like 30.
And this is this is your home phone?
Yes.
And I mean, like,
only phone.
If you had to make you don't have a cell phone?
No, never did, never will.
Wow.
No, I don't.
That's amazing.
Nope.
I love that kind of.
In fact, it's so funny. Let me tell you, on the way here, when I saw the directions, I said, ma'am, do you know where Cardinal Drive is? She goes, let me see your phone. I went, what phone? She goes, you don't have a phone? I said, no, I don't have a phone. She goes, okay, let me get my boyfriend.
Well, people nowadays, I mean, I couldn't even tell you the directions. I use my phone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I do not, never did.
So,
Nope.
well, I mean, talk to me a little bit about that. Why haven't you? What's the reason behind it?
First of all, I'm not that bright. I'm not kidding you. I'm not that bright. People say, oh, well, you write those one-liners. I don't know how I do, but that just comes to me. It doesn't take intelligence. I was fair student in school, and I don't know if I understand it. And anyway, the second and most important reason I'm very old-fashioned. I like old-fashioned ways. I like going somewhere, coming home, and getting the message.
Yeah.
Not every second you know what's going on. I like surprises.
Yeah.
So and then, on the other hand, too, say if you're out, you're having a great time. The phone rings. You get some bad news. It ruins your whole night.
Ruins it.
It ruins it. I said, I ain't having, no, I'm having a good time. I have enough time to be sad when I get home.
Yeah.
For real.
I love the commitment of no phone. Yeah. Whenever Rachel pulled up, she was like, I had to stop for directions. And I was like, yeah, I was hoping the GPS didn't take you to the wrong place. And she was like, I don't have a phone. I should, that's the first time that anyone has ever came here without a cell phone.
Really?
I have to be more conscious of that. I should just put a link that will take you right there.
You know what? Because most everybody does.
Yeah.
And most don't say, oh, go here, stop here, blah, 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 because they assume you have a GPS.
Yeah, the only person I know who does not have a cell phone or a GPS besides for you is my father-in-law. Never had a phone, never will. Huh. He's like, I do not want to be connected. I don't want people to have a connection to me every single time.
Amen.
Right? That's that got to be such a liberating feeling to like not have to like have that attachment to you. I love it. That's fascinating.
Yes, what I was saying.
Yeah.
I just wrote it down. The directions.
Yeah.
You said where it was, I just wrote it down.
Now back to this billboard and you putting your phone number on there. And you said that from the beginning you were getting calls. Now, do you answer these calls or are these just go to the voicemail and you sort them through there?
Go to the voicemail, I sort them through.
Yeah.
I very, very seldom pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I always like to leave a message because sometimes, as I mentioned before, it's crank, goofy calls.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand there. No.
Yeah.
If it sounds legitimate, and a lot of them for jobs, I call them back.
Yeah.
I'll call them back.
Yeah.
If it's for jobs. But a lot of them are just saying, how you doing? We want to thank you for your poetry. We love your billboard. A lot of them are compliments.
Yeah.
And thank you and goodbye.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, that's it got to be a nice surprise whenever you get a call from people and to just hear these small, short messages.
I'm going to tell you what, it keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's nice to know. It's a pretty nice feeling when someone is enjoying your work, something that you love doing. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, someone gets something from it.
Keeps me going. I'll tell you what.
I love that.
That's my life.
I mean, how much are you writing nowadays? Like, do you write every day?
Almost.
And what do you write about mostly? Is it mostly poetry?
Oh, yes. I write about many different things. I call it, in 2 words, when somebody asks me that, many avenues.
Many avenues.
People, places, things. I've heard things people say. Anything. Doesn't take much to strike my imagination.
Yeah.
I could be at a red light, and I see it. I don't know. Just as for instance, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Someone's standing on the corner having a conversation about something, and it looks peculiar. You know, I have my notes in the car. I do because I hate when I get home and I forget about what I seen or whatever. I really do. I hate it.
It does suck.
So I scribble real quick, and then I remember just the subject, and I remember what to write about it. But any people request, can you write this about my birthday, my wedding? I've got a call about a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a good buddy who got one of your works for his birthday. This was a few years back, but I always see all your work, in the most random places. The most random places and the most unexpected places. And I went on Instagram and I posted that I was going to be talking to you, and if there was any listeners that would have any questions for you. And some people submitted some questions, and they were curious. A lot of people were talking about seeing someone saw one of your poems in Salzburg at the pub, and they were blown away that they were standing there, and someone behind you who's local to the city, my sister-in-law, the person was like, Marissa, look behind you. And she looked behind you. It was one of your poems on the wall, all the way in Salzburg.
I forget where.
I could tell you.
It sounds familiar.
I'll tell you exactly where.
Believe me, I've written everywhere.
I'll tell you exactly where it was. She said Point Street Tavern.
Oh yeah,
Point
sounds
Street
familiar.
Tavern. Now, what's the furthest you think one of your poems is?
Oh, lately I've been sending them to different states.
No way.
Yes, I look on the internet and I put best bars in California, best bars in Kentucky. I've been on this whim. Is that the word?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done about 20 of them in the whole country. I don't know why.
Just sending them out.
Yeah.
I love it.
I frame them, mail them out. A couple of them get back to me. Most of them don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably saying, "What the hell is this?"
And I mean, do you have a favorite that you have somewhere?
Favorite one that I think is good.
Yeah.
You mean my poem?
Yeah, one of your poems.
I don't know. I don't like to. I don't know. I go by the reaction.
Yeah.
If it's good.
Yeah.
I don't ever say this is the best. I let fans decide that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if I say, I think this is pretty good, sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
People go, did you write that? I'm like, I thought that was fucking good. It sucks.
You have people that will critique you?
Oh yeah. I respect honesty.
I know. I guess you have to.
Tell it like it is.
As an artist, you have to be able to be receptive to that critique.
And how do you learn from your mistakes?
Amen.
If you don't accept them.
Amen.
That's how you learn.
There's another poem right across the street from my work at this pizza place called Oso's Pizza in Washington. You familiar with that? It's a poem. It's a poem by you. It's right there.
Vaguely familiar, the name. I've written so many.
Yeah, I mean, like, would you have any idea how many poems you've written?
I couldn't.
Do you save them all?
Hundreds.
You save them all?
I save a lot of them, yes.
Yeah.
I get copies. A lot of them are on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Word, I think it's called Word.
Yeah.
That W thing.
Microsoft Word.
Yeah, that's where my poems are.
Okay.
A lot of them. I have a stack of paper. That they're handwritten.
Yeah.
But I don't do that lately.
You don't handwrite as much?
No, not much. Not like I used to. But I have a stack of them still.
Yeah. Did you used to handwrite a good bit?
Oh yes. I put the time and the date. 2:03 a.m. The hell was she doing up 2 in the morning writing a damn poem? Okay, had a couple glasses of wine, it hit me.
Yeah, it came right out of me.
I do not go to bed.
Yeah.
If there's an idea, you wake up, that idea is gone with the wind.
Yeah, got to get it out of you.
So, yeah, I take pride in that.
Now, when you write, like, what's your process? I mean, you said that, it kind of just comes to you, but, what's your process of writing? Like, do you like to have a drink and sit down? And do you like candles? Like, do you have like a sort of thing that you do?
Yes. I get stoned drunk. No. Honestly, though, I've written half and half sober, drunk. A lot of them with my wine are very sentimental.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I love to have a couple glasses of wine. I get these ideas. And when I have a third glass, the crying starts.
Yeah.
That's when I start writing, because that's the real shit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are going to look at this asshole. But that's real.
Yeah, that's what moves people.
I say to myself, if I cry while I'm writing something, I think that's going to be a better one.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
Just these things come out. Call it weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily think it's a weird. I think it's just a way to put your feelings on paper and get that out of you. I mean, like, you got to do it. Whether it's, some people work out to an extreme, some people ride bikes and do everything, but that's your way to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's a good way. Do you read at all?
No, very seldom. No, I get bored reading.
What about poems? Like, were you ever someone who read poems, or you just wrote them?
Nope.
Wow. Self-taught.
Nope. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love some Shakespeare stuff. Robert Frost
stuff. I read.
What's the famous Robert Frost? Travel the Road. The other, what was that? The Road Not Taken.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah.
And that made all the difference.
I love
took the road not taken.
I love some poems. It's hard, and it's not something that I search for. But whenever it comes, if I come across one, I'll enjoy it. I love some Dylan Thomas. He does some wild stuff, but I don't know. Poems is a different type of art form, because there's so many people that play music and do physical art like painting and everything. But there's not too many people that write poetry.
And there's not too many millionaires, rich people that were poets.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't care. To me, and I say this all the time, and I mean it, it's $1 million worth of a good feeling. That's $1 million worth of anything. Then cash, you can have the cash.
Yeah.
That's $1 million the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth more than just money. Like, giving people something that you create and have them be receptive to it, it's worth more than money.
Mm-hmm. And I'll take it.
Do you ever have people that write you poems?
Many years ago, and I kept them. Actually, how did that begin? I think I said something in a most humble way. If you were to write something about Rachel, a quick, short, 4-line poem, what would it be? And like 50 people wrote it, and I picked out the best ones, and I also laminated them too. I still have them.
What about a 20-line poem? Can I read you one? I wrote you a poem.
Yes, I would love to. Are you kidding?
So I'm going to read this to you. I sat down and I wrote this for you because I see you always. I see you always like giving people your artwork and everything, and I was really curious, like if anyone has ever really reflected on you and wrote you something. So let me read this for you.
Oh my God!
Okay,
please.
Absolutely. This is titled Rachel Ann Bovier. Okay, driving in our car, we see your face in the sky. A billboard of color and positivity every time we pass by. Walking into a place, we see your work posted on the walls, wonderful things to say about everybody, a gift of a poem from you to all. Sitting in the audience, we watch you entertain your crowd, a couple strums of your guitar, singing your songs proud. Reading in the newspaper all the words you've written, always saying something, but always willing to listen. Thankful for your work and all the things you do, I wanted to turn the tables and write this poem for you.
That is so nice. I only have one thing to say.
Please.
I got competition.
No way. That is, but I, I've always just really enjoyed writing poems, like ever from a young age, like just random things. I've written songs, poems, but it's been a long time. But I want that, like you said, when you get a feeling and you want to like just get it out and put it down. I got that feeling today.
I can't tell you, I'm elated. That is so nice. No one has ever done that for me in person.
That's even better, right?
You know what? Okay, thanks. I'm done. See you later.
You leave on that note? Just leave on that note
really,
completely?
And that was pretty damn good.
I appreciate that.
That really was.
From you, I appreciate that.
4-line, 5-paragraph.
I know you like four line rhymes.
Yes, yeah.
And most of your poems are either 4 or 5 paragraphs.
I'm speechless.
I do my look at that. That's all I wanted. I wanted to make you speechless today.
Honest to God, thank you for a wonderful gesture.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming over and talking to me so much because you've been like, you're a character that everyone knows, but no one, I don't know a lot about, and I think that a lot of people that do know you and appreciate your work don't know much about you, and I think that they're very curious about you. Like, for instance, Marla, who you met at the reading of the room, we were sitting on the couch together. I have a great photo of both yinz that I took on my film camera. I have to get printed out for you, but she's asked me, you don't even know how many people have asked me to have you on the podcast. You're about to be episode 289 different guests in the city.
Whoa.
I've been doing this for 7 years, and I've had so many people reach out and ask me to try to get you on, that they want to know more about you. And I had to wait for the universe to put us in a room together to get in contact with each other.
I am so glad I met you.
I'm glad too. I think this is fantastic. Now, can I ask? Can we dive a little bit back into your life? Can I ask you a couple more?
Yeah.
Now,
you could do anything you want after this, baby.
You like that? Now, I got you. I even got you another one, nice crispy one framed out in case you wanted to put it in something else. You're
unbelievable.
I go to the lengths for my people. Now, whenever you were playing in bands and stuff like that, I'd like to ask you a little bit more about you being a musician, because, I looked at some of your Instagrams that you, or some of the posts that you have on Instagram, some of the few that you do, and you're playing the guitar and you're singing and everything. And, do you still actively play?
You mean
guitar?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I pick it up to keep,
just keep the muscle memory.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when's the last time you were actively like in a band playing shows?
As I say, I do mine are all solo now.
Yeah.
It would have to be God. Oh, well, I had the backup bands at the Club Cafe, where I had great musicians. Danny Gawker from the House Rockers. I had the newsman Paul Martino on keyboards. I had Dave on bass. Dave, but he was a great bass, but can play anything.
What are you playing then? Are you playing originals or covers?
No, covers and originals.
Yeah,
both. And I just stand there and sing.
Yeah,
and you can't do no wrong when you have great musicians. And then Joffo's the drummer. He's with the House Rockers too. I said, you guys are making me look a lot better than I am. I'm telling you, you have great musicians. You're going to sound good.
Yeah.
And I thank them. They're just the best. That's probably the best band I heard in my entire life. I never will.
Did you hear about the news about Club Cafe?
Yes.
How terrible is that?
Oh, man. And I'll tell you what, I've started writing a goodbye what's a good word? C'est la vie poem or something.
Yeah.
Of how wonderful it was and how many people are going to miss him. Yes.
Now, are you someone that is like an audiophile? Like you've been a big music person your whole life?
Pretty much.
Now, growing up in the city, like where were some of the places did you go to live shows? I would assume, a good bit.
What, Civic Arena and stuff like that?
I mean, like anywhere, even small places, around here, like local live places. Like, were you someone who saw a lot of live music?
Not much. Not much. I didn't go to concerts a lot either.
No?
But I did. I did occasionally, but not not a lot.
Yeah.
No.
Now, whenever you're, I mean, like, as you're going through life, like, I read that you worked at the liquor store.
Yes.
How long did you do that?
25 years.
Now, how do you fall into a job like that?
You go in drunk and say, I know about booze. No. That's a joke.
Here's my job application.
Good. Nice. No, I just went in and made an application.
Stayed there for that long, 25 years, huh?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Started out 3 years as a seasonal. You know, you only work on summer.
Yeah.
And someone told me, if you go anywhere they ask you to go, because they can move you around.
Yeah.
This side of town to that side of the town. If you go wherever they ask, no matter where or what time, you'll get hired full time. 3 years I was hired full time.
Yeah.
And I did go everywhere. I took 2 buses sometime to places.
Wow.
2 buses. So very good. They have a great retirement plan. Thank God.
You retired from there?
Yes.
How long you been retired?
6 years.
6 years.
After that, I got bored sitting around, so I was a housekeeper at the Holiday Inn. In Braintree.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I was the only housekeeper there. There was all girls.
Yeah.
And I was the only the guy there at the time. And they hated their job. I said, why do you hate it? They said, Rachel loves it. I said, I like when things are clean.
Are you a clean freak?
Oh my God, I'm terrible. I'll notice a speck. Really. Whew. And I can't even enjoy a meal because I'll look back and say, I left that fork over there. I have to go get it.
You got a little OCD.
I guess.
A little bit.
I guess I do.
Just a touch of it.
Maybe more.
It nicked you.
If they But I really am. Always been since I was 9 or 10 years old. My school clothes, when we were in the projects, they had radiators.
Yeah.
I used to put my pants on the radiator so they'd be ironed real nice.
Wow.
I set my clothes up. Oh, you want to hear something hilarious?
Any story you want to tell me, I want to hear.
This, again, I'm so neat. My mom caught me smoking a joint up in my bedroom.
How old were you?
13, 14.
Okay.
And I opened the window, and I hear, I went, oh, shit. I know my mother's footsteps. She smelled the reefer. She goes, what the hell was that? You son. So the funny part of it is, I put the roach out. I got stuck in some, I don't know where or how I put it. So she went on through my drawers, throwing all my clothes out that I have stacked real nice. I said, bye, don't mess up my drawers. I'll show you the roach. I was so concerned about my drawers being messed up. I gave me the fucking roach.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
So that was funny. That's how neat I was.
Yeah.
Don't mess up my drawers. Here's the joint.
Now, even today, I mean, like, are you someone that's, you spend some time cleaning today? Clean person?
Oh, absolutely.
What's a day look like for you? Like, what do you do now that you're retired? And I mean, like, what do you do every day?
Pretty much write. I write. I visit the thrift stores.
You love a thrift store?
I love thrift stores.
Oh, I love it.
You know what? They've gotten so much more popular.
Yeah.
I mean, because things are expensive. And people realizing that some of those things are antiques. You can't get a lot of those things in a regular store. I love it.
Yeah.
I bring home some things. I can't even get into it.
There's nothing I enjoy more than on the weekends is going to the flea market.
I love
and you just have like a handful of like, not even a lot of money, but you just get the shit that like you can't buy. You can't find it anywhere. Like if you look behind you right there, all those big posters, I just found this guy online. Oh. Those are all vintage posters from the 80s from Century 3 Mall. You see how it says Century 3 Mall? Those are huge posters that I found off of some guy in the mall. And his dad was the one who had a contract with Century 3 Mall, and he printed all of the advertisement posters. Oh. How crazy is that?
And I see you a VHS.
Have a bought it, and that's a big thing that I do. I buy VHSs. I collect too much shit.
Where did you get these pink?
The pink crates, I got those from TJ Maxx.
I've never seen pink crates.
Me either. As you could tell, my podcast, I use pink. Everything's pink. It's my favorite color. I see your earrings, beautiful. I mean, I love pink. That's kind of a ongoing theme here.
You know what? I knew there was a connection.
Immediately a connection. Immediately.
There's got to
be a connection.
I believe in things like that.
Yeah, I feel like the universe it presents itself to you. The connections that you need.
I love your place. This is so cool.
I appreciate that. I've had a lot of interesting people who've came over and got to sit in this chair. Everyone from Rick Seaback, Sally Wiggin, Edgar Snyder, whole thing.
Is that a train?
That train right there is by a local artist named Jeremy, and he goes by the name of Narf, but that is a cedar chest that he built custom to look like a train. That opens up.
Whoever's listening, it's a red cedar chest, Santa Fe. It's the wheels on the bottom. It's unbelievable.
His work on Instagram is at EVOLFRAN. If anyone wants to see his work, but yeah, wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. There's so many great artists. Like this is another local guy who painted these wood cutouts, and this is a gift. A lot of cool stuff.
Oh, there's their "I'll Call You Right Back" podcast.
I'll call you right back. That's me. And my phones are, I have too many phones, but my phone's a logo. I mean, I've just been doing this for, a handful of years, and my goal is to just really kind of spread positivity like you are. I talk to interesting people about what they do and how they got to their point in life.
And I'm impressed.
I appreciate that.
I'm impressed. I really am.
I appreciate that.
You're wonderful.
I pour my heart and soul into this. So as an artist who, is actively working and writing and doing these things, what are your goals? You have goals actively?
I don't want to say it, but to be known as a great writer. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'm not no Shakespeare. I'm not no Robert Frost. I'm not no Walt Whitman. Just someone, maybe someone that was respected, someone that people enjoyed her work.
Yeah. That's a good answer. Just want to be, I have a good buddy who he goes by the moniker Odd Pittsburgh. He has a social media where he basically posts the odd and mysterious history of the city of Pittsburgh. And, he's really, really big. He got hundreds of thousands of followers on Facebook, but his goal is to basically just highlight the city and the unique things that have happened. But he often talks about how a person lives two deaths. And their first death is when they die as a physical being, and their second death is the last time someone speaks their name. And this is a common thread that he always talks about. His name's John Shalkowski, and he goes by the name of Odd Pittsburgh. But that's a big thing that he talks about. Ooh. And I always love that. It gives me chills to think about that.
I too.
Because you wanna be a person that that people remember, and they keep your name going beyond your last breath, right?
And on that note, I've always sat and thought to myself, if someone should ask me, God forbid, when he decides to take me to the
great beyond.
The beyond, thank you. What would I want written on? What would I want my epitaph on my tombstone?
That's a good question.
What I would not want is this. She lived, she died. In the movie Scrooge, when he went to his grave, he lived, he died.
Ah.
I'm like, oh my God. He went, no, is that all I did? Is that all they put about me? Was the thing that it's all they said about him.
Yeah.
In other words,
that was his legacy.
He did nothing. What I would want is something like this. Pure and simple. She not donated. She
contributed.
That's the word. That was it. Seriously. She contributed to society.
Yeah.
That was the word. Thank you. Honest to God. That was the word.
I'm a professional.
Thank you. For real. Contributed. Yeah.
I think that that's a good goal, though. I mean, it's, I feel like that's what everyone would hope to have, something in that regard. You know, to be someone who contributed and left something for other people to appreciate beyond their years.
And not being specific, they may say contributed what, and then they'll look it up.
Yeah.
And let them say it.
Do you think that, let me ask you, are you a religious person?
I pray every night.
Yeah?
I would say I am. I go to church every week. Yes.
Now, whenever you think of the afterlife, and whenever you think of like that time, you know, what is like, you know, what do you think about it?
I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
What would it be? What happens? And this is just my assumption.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows for real?
I think when you go to heaven, it's a permanent, beautiful dream that you never wake up from.
Yeah.
And you know you're dead because you're saying, I must be dead. I can't wake up. And the people that you talk about while you're living, I'm going to see them. I'm going to see them. You don't see them in person like here. It's not a body. It's a spirit that you feel. And that just floats.
Like an aura.
Yeah. That's what I believe. And unfortunately, if you go down there,
yeah,
I think it's a permanent nightmare.
Yeah.
That you never wake up from.
I think so too.
So, just my.
Yeah. That's the way
imagination running.
Interesting to think about it though. Now, do you, you know, whenever you're, you know, in your day-to-day life and things like that, and how you, you know, go along, I'm sure that, like, you know, your main goal was to spread positivity in the world, but I'm sure, like you said before, some of your phone calls you get are negative. How do you deal with the negative? Have you experienced a lot of negative with your wardrobe changing and your life changing? Because in the world, you have to call it as it is. There's jackasses in the world and that are hateful people. It's like, do you experience that?
I do. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But some don't even have to speak. Do you know, you can tell by a look.
Yeah.
Like, how do I take that? I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because I believe if you're doing something that people is controversy, I don't know, if you're in a profession that comes with the territory, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
If you can't, get out of the game.
Yeah.
I'm not getting out of the game.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. I'm not getting out, and I'm not getting mad. And I respect, you know, your opinion. You know, and everybody's, if we were all the same, would be a pretty boring world.
It'd be boring. So boring.
You know, and, I mean, I don't like to be mean about things. I've never said it, but I'd like to. These looks that I get, or
Yeah.
a couple comments. why do you dress like that?
What does it matter to you? Mm-hmm. That's what you say to
And I'd like to say, excuse me, do you like Elton John? Yeah. Do you like David Bowie? Do you like Barry Manilow? Yeah, what do you think about? Do you like the great actress Barbara Stanwyck? Do you like blah, 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 blah? Why? They're all gay. Has nothing to do with... okay, goodbye.
Yeah, people always create their own boundaries and morals.
Yeah. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They've, and backward to come back, they've contributed something. What did you contribute? Hate?
That's what it is, too. It's like, if you're going to contribute anything, why not be positive about it?
Yeah. So, and again, I don't get upset about it. I would never.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that there's so much positivity with everything that you say that, you have to have a good way to, channel that and use all that is more just, fuel to spread the positive stuff.
Thank you. You bring up a lot of things that you give me ideas. On that note, it gives me incentive to write something humorous.
Yeah.
Like I say, something somebody said, I'll write something hilarious. It gives me incentive. They could say anything. I'll write about it.
Yeah.
Believe it doesn't take much.
Do you like writing about certain topics more than the others?
Good question. I would have to say I love writing about it touches me the most. Romance, love, the loved, the unloved. Searching for that person, all their lives. Something like that gets me the most. That gets me the very, I guess love.
What's the most difficult for you to write about?
That's another good question. I guess about negativity, something negative.
Do you ever write about negative stuff?
I do, yeah.
Is that stuff?
I don't.
That's stuff that you don't share?
I don't.
Yeah, you just get it out of you.
No, I don't, because I think maybe I have. I don't remember. Maybe I have, and someone said, "Oh, you surprised me. You're usually upbeat and happy." And I went, "Shit, I shouldn't have written that," because I hate that. So yeah, I hate writing about negativity.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I really, I really appreciate you, coming over and talking to me and opening up about me, or opening up about everything with me. It's fascinating to learn about you and to learn about, your life and, how you kind of came to be what you are and, being a poetess. Is that so where did that name come from? Pittsburgh Poetess.
As I said, it was given to me.
Oh, that one was?
Yes. The Pittsburgh poet. I never labeled myself as a poet, Pittsburgh poet. That was given to me.
Yeah.
As I said before, I say that's what they call me. That's what I was named. Yes.
Have you ever had anything published besides poetry? Like, you ever written a story or a short story or anything like that?
I've been trying to get a book, and it's going to be a pink hardback cover with black lettering, Poems and One-Liners by Rachel. You asked before, that's one of my
goals.
That's one of my goals.
A book
of poems. Yes. Number one goal. I've tried it. They want so much money down before they do that.
Yeah.
And that sort of disillusioned me.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got to take chances. I got to take that chance.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I hate saying, I should have done that. I'm willing to lose all that money. I can say, I got a book.
Yeah.
A lot of people, there's so many people, I got a book out. It isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
When I get that book out, I want it to do something. I don't want it to sit on the shelf and collect spider webs.
Yeah.
It's got to do something. And I've mentioned that. Oh, I'll buy your book. You know, of course your friends say that.
Yeah.
And I believe they will.
I'm sure they will, but have you now? How far have you went to try to make this happen? A book?
Not far.
I have. I've interviewed quite a few local authors on here.
Really?
Yeah, we could probably figure something out. You know, these people have published books. I have some of them right back there. Self-published. There is a wonderful woman who is a tattoo artist down in the South Side at a tattoo shop called Cyclops. Her name is Erin Hosfield, and she has been a tattoo artist for a long time, but just published her debut novel, self-titled or self-published, or it's like more of an independent publisher, but she did it herself. You know, did it herself. I have another buddy in Colorado who's a writer who wrote a book of short stories. Did it himself. We're in the world now where we could make anything happen.
Yeah. Yes.
We can. And, you know, now that we talk, we know each other, even though you don't have a cell phone, I'll give you my number and you can have my number. We can have resources. You know, I could be a resource, anything. I would love to do whatever I could to help you out with this. And I'm sure that these people that wrote, they're probably going to listen to the episode. So we'll figure something out, because I would love to have one of those books as well.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll say again, that's, I didn't think about that. That's my goal.
That's the goal.
What?
That's a great goal.
Yeah.
Now, are you someone that is, are you like a foodie? I'm curious. Do you go out to eat places? You're a foodie?
No.
No?
Very seldom.
Are you,
I pick up my favorite burger of all time is a Whopper, Burger King. As soon as I walk in, they have it.
They got it ready for you?
I'm not even kidding you. I walk in, they go, Whopper, no cheese, to go. I love it. In Green Tree.
Are you a creature of habit as far as food?
Yes, a creature of habit of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
You stick with the same drinks, foods, everything?
Pretty much. If it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Love it. Now, I mean, do you think there's anything I missed as far as, you know, your story? Anything else you wanted to talk about? We're not done. I have one more ending segment with the podcast, but do you think there's anything else about your life that I missed that you would want to talk about?
I don't know.
I feel like I was trying to be pretty thorough.
You're pretty good.
I appreciate that.
You're pretty accurate. You're very good at what you do.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's move on to the ending segment. Okay. So there's an ending segment that I do with everyone. It's called Desert Island Questions.
Ooh.
Got some music in there. So Desert Island Questions is whenever I give each guest 3 categories to take with them on a desert island to use until they starve to death and die. So if you're stuck on a desert island and you get a choice of 3 movies to take with you to watch over and over and over again.
I love this.
What would they be?
3 movies.
3 movies, your favorite of all time that you could watch
right
over and over.
Off the bat. Somewhere in Time. Christopher Reeve. He goes back in time. I love going back in time movies. Meets this girl, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere in Time, Christopher Reeve.
Okay.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Fantastic.
Number 3. It's a toss-up. To Sir with Love, Cool Hand Luke.
Oh, that's good. Paul Newman. Little Paul Newman.
So, yeah, I love that. I love that.
Those are good answers. Now, those are all. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, there's a line that I'll never forget. And Cool Hand Luke, he has Luke on the hill, and Luke sasses him, and he says, "No." What's his name? The warden.
I can't even remember.
He goes, "Now, what we have here is a fellow to communicate."
Yeah.
Boom. He knocks him. I love it.
Now, are you someone that watches new stuff as well? Or you kind of just watch a lot of old stuff?
Old.
Yeah. You have like, where do you watch stuff at?
On the internet.
Yeah?
I don't have a television.
No television?
Nope.
Wow. I love that.
Not kidding.
I love that.
Not kidding.
You're a wild animal. You got all kinds of different. No phone, no television. Do you have a rotary phone?
Yes.
Do you?
I don't use it, but I have one. Oh, that is included in my shows.
Yeah.
I use that. I call my dad from heaven.
Oh, yeah.
It's in one of my shows. Yeah, it's like, it's a tearjerker.
Yeah. When do you have any shows coming up?
Chris is supposed to get back to me on the Bottle Rocket in October.
Yeah.
He said I got a couple lined up, so I'm waiting for him.
Okay.
As far as that, no, it's kind of slow. I was pretty much a regular at Mount Lebanon Library. That was great. And he said he's been, Eric is his name, wonderful person. He's been booked up solid. He's supposed to get back to me in October.
Got some things in the work, though.
Yes, he's
some irons in the fire.
So that, that was always a great gig. The library. That's an older crowd. They bring their kids too.
Yeah.
My shows are clean. You can bring your kids.
Yeah.
And you know what I've always believed? If kids come to your show, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
If they can sit through your show.
Yeah, and you can entertain them.
But of course, I let loose when it's only adults.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Okay, let's. I got to get this off my chest.
This is where this is where I get my time gun. I get out there.
For real.
I love it.
So
now let me ask you this. So the second category that I usually give people is books, but you said you're not a reader.
No.
Now let me ask you this. Do you have a favorite billboard that you've done? Or a favorite one-liner even?
I'm sure I do. Oh,
you have any up right now?
Many.
Is there some up right now?
The one that was last up was September 5th. I think it was from August 5th to September 5th.
And how does this work? Can you tell me the mechanics of the billboards? So you get them monthly?
Yes. Yeah, I call them up.
But that's how long you run them for, is like a month at a time?
Yeah, it's a month. Yes. They go for a month.
Okay.
I call them up and ask them what's available.
Yeah.
Always Bigelow Blvd.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. So, yeah, that's it goes for a month.
Now, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to think
on one of your favorite ones. Now, whenever you do these billboards, you talked about, whenever we were talking about you publishing your book, you were like, yeah, it's, it would be, you mentioned it being like waste of money or things like that. You just want to have the book. Now, let me ask you, the billboards, you've been doing this for so long, there's not really a return on investment for you putting up these billboards. Where does that drive you? Some people might think, oh, this person's shelling out money for this. Where's the process in your mind about that?
Nuts.
No. I love that you looked right at me. You just, without even hesitation, nuts.
I'm honest. Like I say, it's a positive thing that maybe I'll be remembered by.
Yeah, you're investing in positivity.
Would I like to get reimbursed? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Funded that GoFundMe thing.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to ask anyone for anything.
Yeah, this is my stuff. You're going to pay for it? No, I don't do it. One time somebody offered to do that. They collected it, and I let them do it.
Yeah.
But after that, never. And people said, go do the GoFundMe. You can do all this for free. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I respect that.
I think I'll have a better feeling if something should come up that turned out great about those billboards, and I'll sit down and then I can say that
it was well worth it.
That was well worth the money.
Worth it.
Yeah, we think alike. We
do.
We think alike.
I like it.
Yeah, the
same wavelength.
Yeah.
Same wavelength.
I believe it.
Creative people. That's what it is.
Yes,
I usually fall in line with anyone that's sitting across from me.
You have a knack.
That was my gift. I've always been very conversational with everyone. I've always been able to communicate, whether it be an adult or a kid.
Excellent.
I appreciate that.
Excellent quality.
Well, let me ask you now. The third category. This is where I'm very curious. You get 3 CDs to take on a desert island. Do you have 3 of greatest hits or 3 artists that you would choose with you?
The Beatles, the Bee Gees, and Zeppelin.
Oh, those are great. Those are great.
Yep.
Would you say you had a pretty diverse sense of music coming up?
No.
No?
No.
What did you listen to? What was the main stuff you listened to?
What, all my life?
Yeah, I mean, like, did you listen to a lot of different stuff? Like, did you like a lot of different music?
Pretty much 60s.
Yeah.
The British invasion
Okay.
is my number one thing.
Okay.
The British invasion. 50s and 60s is my chosen repertoire, if I may.
Yeah. That's great. Where do you get your music from that you listen to? You listen to records?
Yeah, I have like 2045s.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do. I've collected them.
Shit.
But
That's a good bit.
my record player broke years ago. I never got a new one.
Yeah. I have all them records right there, and I very, very randomly do I listen.
But what I do, internet, I punch in the song.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, and I mean, like, do you ever go out and look for new music, or is it pretty much the old stuff you listen to?
I don't look for new music. No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the songs I love, these new stuff. Some
but
of
it's
them,
not just something that you're out on a search for.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's good. So you had those right off the bat. Now, let me move to this next question. Now, the next question that I ask is something called the death row meal. So the death row meal is, have you ever read them articles where, they're about to put their people on death row, they're about to put them to death, and they get one last meal? What would your last meal be?
Oh,
and I already know the answer, a Whopper with no cheese.
Close. But as far as a meal.
Yeah, appetizer, a main course, and a dessert.
What is it? Shrimp linguine. What's the name? What's that?
Shrimp scampi.
Shrimp scampi.
There you go.
That's it.
That's
Shrimp
the main
scampi.
course?
Yes.
What's an appetizer you like?
A big glass of wine. No.
That's a good answer. Fishbowl size.
Fish bowls.
With a big old straw.
Appetizer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mozzarella breadsticks.
Oh, those are good. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about a dessert? Are you a dessert person?
Never was, not much. Can do without it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Dessert, cheesecake.
Cheesecake? That's, simple. Can't beat it.
Cheese. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the second to last question that I ask everyone is if you're getting ready to go on a road trip, okay, you're getting ready to go somewhere and you go to get a snack out of a gas station, what is your snack of choice?
I love your questions.
Thank you.
They're interesting.
I've asked every single person who's been on here these same
They're
questions.
very interesting.
See, my thought process behind these desert island questions is that we spend the beginning of the conversation talking about your life, how you became who you are, but you really don't have an idea to like get in the weeds as far as like, what are some of your favorite albums? But
Very
this is
good.
a way to kind of incorporate that.
Okay. Yes. What's that cheese twists?
Cheez-Its or Cheetos?
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Yes. Thank
Amazing.
you. Cheetos.
We love Cheetos. We're big
Cheetos.
Cheetos fans in this
Oh,
house.
yeah. Can eat the whole bag.
Whole bag, even though you shouldn't. Okay, now the last question that I ask everyone.
And write about it.
If you could have a conversation with anyone, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Either one.
Either one. It could be anyone, alive or dead. And if you could, I would. If it's not a loved one, someone that you don't have like a, obviously a lot of people pick parents, grandparents, but
Yes.
if it's not someone that have any ties to, who would it be?
That's a good question. Yeah, these are things you never think of. My dad.
Yeah. That's a good answer. How old were you when he passed?
2004. Old enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So let me rephrase it. How recently did he pass?
2004.
Oh, okay.
December 9th.
December 9th, 2004.
Oh, and you know what? This is crazy. I said, are they sure it's December 9th and not December 8th? Do you know why I said that?
Why?
December 8th is when John Lennon died.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
I said, you sure it's not December? What an ass.
You're trying to push it so your dad has the same death date.
Shame on you. What the?
Oh, that's...
But I'm not, I was.
At least you'll never forget it.
Never.
Never could forget that.
Yeah, December 9th. God rest his soul.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... what about your mother?
Mama?
Yeah. Still around?
Yeah. She's in a nursing home.
Yeah.
She's got dementia.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That don't get better.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But
Terrible to hear.
She's
Time's a bitch.
You know what? And the thing about it is, you remember how they used to be. It kills you.
Yeah.
My mother was very smart. Very.
Most recently, my wife's grandmother, she recently just passed a year or so ago, but it got her in the end. And it was so terrible because whenever me and her were together at first, I saw whenever she had that bright light in her and, you could have these conversations, but then, at the end, it's a shell of a person that it was. And it's very sad to see that.
Yes, it is.
Very sad to see that.
Yeah, I sit there and think, geez, Ma, you were so quick.
Time goes quick.
Doesn't it?
Time goes quick. Huh. You have any, how do you ensure that you don't have any regrets in life,
Do everything that you want to do.
Yeah. Don't be scared and do what you want to do.
Even if it's far-fetched.
Whenever Chris asked me to do that script reading, I almost said no because I was nervous about it because I've never done anything like that. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just do it. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I do everything. I'm going to just do it. That's what I want to do in life.
Yeah, that was, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so fun.
That was pretty, ended up pretty funny.
That was hilarious. You have like a good opportunity to add whatever you want to it.
Yes.
Like whether you want to like keep it, kind of contained or you want to accentuate the people and the character. It's fun to be able to do that. I hope that we have an opportunity to do more like that.
Yeah. And I've never heard of that before, The Room.
Yeah.
I said, what is,
I didn't watch that. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it, but I've only seen little parts of it. It's notoriously a terrible movie. It's considered to be one of the worst. So what the hell am I going to watch that for? I'd rather watch Shawshank Redemption again or something.
And after that, I wondered, why was it such a bad movie? That was pretty good.
Did you ever look it up on YouTube?
The storyline, no.
You should just watch a clip of it, just a little clip of it, and you'll see that it's kind of silly, but it was a cool opportunity.
You brought up another thing. Great movie, Shawshank Redemption.
Amazing.
Great movie.
When people often ask me, like, what are my 3 picks of the questions
what are yours?
Now you put me on the spot. I mean, Shawshank is definitely one of them. That's, one of my favorites of all time. And then I have kind of weird answers. There's a weird 80s movie called The Monster Squad. Are you familiar with The Goonies? Do you know what The Goonies is?
Kind of. Yeah.
So The Goonies, it's about kids who like do that. But The Monster Squad is about a group of kids who have a tree house and they have a clubhouse that is, all of them love horror movies. I'm a big horror movie guy. Love horror movies. And these kids are all in their clubhouse and all the monsters, the universal monsters, come back and they have to fight these monsters. And it's like it's supposed to be like kind of a comedy, but for the 80s it was pretty damn scary and the effects were scary. And then probably my third movie, if I had to pick one, it's so difficult. I really been enjoying Jaws. I watched Jaws again.
Oh yeah.
And I just read the book and it's my first reading of the book, but that's a movie that I could just like watch over and over and over again and never be tired of it.
Oh yes.
Every day my answers change though. There's so many, cuz I hear everyone's answers and I'm like, "Damn, that was such a good movie that they mentioned and I forgot all about it." And I they always change.
On that note, may I say this?
Yeah.
On the Jaws, on the line, I made a joke. I wrote a joke about it. 2 gay guys were in a hotel, and it's time to hit the sack.
Yeah.
And they both stripped down to nothing. And the one guy looks at the other one and goes, "You're going to need a bigger boat." I got that from that. When he says, "You're going to need a bigger..."
That was an improv line?
Huh?
That line was improv?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. That was an improv line.
Huh.
Ain't that crazy? I kind of went in a rabbit hole after I read the book and rewatched the movie again. The book is very different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
usually
they are Italian mob in there, and I'm glad that they left it out. The movie is very much point A to point B.
Yes,
shark kills people, people kill shark. The book has so much more wild shit into it, but obviously, books you have a little bit more option to put some detail in there. But but as far as the podcast, that is usually that is what the podcast is. You just completed the podcast. I mean, this is your first one?
Yes.
It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that this is your first podcast.
Absolutely. Didn't even know what it was. When you said you want to do a podcast, what the fuck is he talking about? Fucking podcast.
Yeah, so I mean,
seriously,
this is it's an honor for me. Anytime someone comes in and they say that they've never done anything like this, an absolute honor for me. And I hope that this was a great experience for you.
I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Well,
You're
glad.
Very good again at what you do. I loved your questions.
That. I appreciate
loved your questions. It's like you're on the spot. It's nothing planned, so you have to be honest.
I got no notebooks or
whatever
nothing.
Comes out, boom.
Yeah, if you notice, I got no notebooks.
I know.
I and the only people that I invite in the chair are people that I'm curious about, genuinely curious about, because these are all conversations and questions that come from my mind.
And those questions you asked, you remembered them all, and you said them fluently.
I try.
You didn't stumble.
I try.
You went boom, boom, right to it.
Try my hardest.
I respect that. As I said, I'm not very bright.
Well,
I wasn't in school.
Give yourself some more credit, because I respect you. The city respects what you do, all the artwork that you put into it. Now, if you could, at the end of the podcast, I usually give people a second to promote their work and what they do. Would you like to promote, if you want to give people your number, if they want to contact you, or any way people can get in touch with you, or where they could find you?
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is, wait a minute, let me get a piece of paper. Nah, just kidding. No, I am Rachel Ann Bovier, and I am known as, I was given a name, the Pittsburgh Poetess. It is my life. It's what I do. If anybody out there listening would like a poem written about anything, anybody, anywhere, I'll do it for you. I'll write it up and I'll frame it for you. My phone number is 412-921-3694. And if you'd like to email me, it is this: Rachel Ann Bovier 57 at gmail.com. Yeah, was that it? Rachel Ann Bovier 57. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Rachel Ann Bovier 57 at gmail.com. And I like wine. If you're inclined to gift me. No. Just kidding. You put me on the spot. But yes, I would be glad to do it for you. And I do a lot of my stuff, as the lawyers say, pro bono.
Pro bono.
I love that line. When I first realized what that meant about a week ago. No.
Silly goose. I love it.
But seriously, I would love to do it for you. Anybody listen, I'll be glad to do it for you. Just let me know.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Now, before I let you go, could I ask you one more question? Because whenever we got done with reading that script, we had everyone sign our scripts, and you have a fantastic signature.
Whoa, you flatter me. Jeez.
Well, it does.
I love you.
It's a very nice signature, and I'm
Thank
curious
you.
to know, whenever you change your name, did you actively practice that?
I did.
I love it.
Yes, I did.
That's good. I love it.
You got that? Yes, I did.
I figured.
I said I got to have a fancy signature to fit the name.
Love it.
Yes, I did.
I love it. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, coming over to talk to me. You are welcome back on here anytime. If you ever have a show or anything that you know of in advance and you want to promote it or anything, get in touch with me, and anytime you want, you're welcome back here.
I would be glad to, and thank you. You're a wonderful person.
Thank you very much. Everyone else that's listening, appreciate all yinz as usual. Each and every week, we're back with another great guest doing very great things in the city. Thank you for listening. Call you right back.